That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Ryan O'Halloran.
Jason David Frank.
Humberto Ramos.
Please do not change channel.
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin' With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thank you so much for logging on and tuning in. If you haven't done it yet, we'd love it if you get on and hit subscribe for us so you can come back over and over again. We've got artists, we've got authors, filmmakers, musicians, we've got creators of all kinds. And right now we are at the Brevard County Renaissance Fair in Wickham Park in Melbourne, Florida, and we're hanging with weapons master Ian White. Ian, thanks for hanging with us, man.
Absolutely, happy to be here.
Thank you. Now, weapons master.
Yep. That is the title they claim me as.
All I can think of is that, do you remember the 90s Robin Hood?
Oh yes, Kevin Costner.
Yeah. So did you give yourself this name?
I did not actually. I wish I was cool enough to earn that name. But no, it came over a long period of weapon training and a lot of bruised knuckles and stuff like that. Weapons master is not necessarily a term of how good I am. It's more of like what I teach to others.
What you teach to others. So let's talk about that.
Yep.
You teach classic weapons training and combat training to actors and cosplayers and anybody who wants to learn.
Pretty much.
If you want to learn how to swing a sword or an axe, we saw you teaching spear throwing.
Spear throwing. That's one of the new things we have this year. Yes.
That's a new thing.
it's a rare and fun skill that most people don't have. So we figured we'd bring it out, and everyone knows what spear throwing looks like from seeing Troy and Braveheart and all these things, but we wanted to bring it to people. So we have a safe range and we'll teach everyone how to do it. I have a couple people nail bullseyes today, so it's a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Now, we first learned about what you do from our friend Shalane Demarest, who is with Casa Commotion. Everybody remembers Shalane and Dean from Casa Commotion, and you taught her sword techniques,
yep.
When she was putting together her Gamora, and then it just kept going from there, and now she's doing all kinds of badass stuff.
Absolutely. She auditioned for Marvel Universe Live, as well as a few other stage and stunt shows. I myself have been in a couple stunt shows. I taught her the basics of what we call katana work, or a samurai sword. Just with a few basic moves, she was able to extrapolate what the audition was going to be for like things like Walking Dead and commercials, all this kind of stuff. So anything that involved a physical role, she would then eventually do it. And because I trained her a little bit better, she looked much more fluid, and she looked like she knew what she was doing much longer than she really had.
That's fantastic. Now, is there, you're teaching fight techniques that are obviously for weapons that most people don't. This is not home defense.
No.
Generally speaking.
It has been used in home defense, but we do not market it as that.
Yeah, we don't encourage it either, guys. It can be dangerous.
Know what you're doing first.
Know what you're doing. Now, but a lot of what you're teaching is for the stage and for cameras and for this, and so there's an element to that where it's part fight, part dance.
Really is. It's partnering. You partner in dance. I've been a dancer myself, having done theater and such. It's just like a tango or a samba. You have to be able to move with someone and know the distance between you in order to fully maneuver around them, but with them at the same time. In order to look really good in a fight, especially if it's a choreographed fight where you're not actually trying to hurt each other, and you're getting blades well within millimeters of each other, but being able to know how to hold back and know distance and stuff, it takes a lot of skill, a lot of time and training. But more than that, it takes a lot of partnering.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Now, you train individuals on how to do this, but do you work with shows in particular, or with groups, or with partners to teach them how to choreograph that stuff so that they don't get hurt?
Yes, absolutely. In a way, I do get commissioned by, say, a theater or a state college or something, and they'll say, we're doing this play.
It's not on the freshman roll.
Yes, it's not something you can find in the curriculum.
Yeah.
No. I know some people like to go into fencing and stuff, but that's not necessarily for what we're doing. If you want to learn how to do what we call hack and slash, it's mixed between stage combat and realistic fencing.
Okay.
So you know how to play with each other and play off each other, but you're still going for a hit. There's an element of risk and danger.
Okay.
More importantly, it's having a good partner. Being able to have a partner that can hold back and can, organize their thoughts and take a breath. Breathing helps. We had a couple people.
Oftentimes, we like to breathe.
It does help. We had a couple people get a little woozy during the day. I was like, breathe, you good? And so we were talking,
Hydrate, breathe. These are all good things.
Food is always nice.
Food is good.
As far as starting college, when I first started, I got right into history. I was a big history nut. I'm a movie buff as well. So I'd watch Troy, Braveheart, all these big, massive, epic movies. And I just said, I want to do that. How do I do that? So I started researching history. If you want to learn how to sword fight, read. You're going to have to read a lot.
That's awesome.
Between dueling books, real-life accounts of actual duels in like the 15th century, historical records. There's a lot of Library of Congress stuff you're going to have to research.
Yeah, well, we were back there watching y'all. You guys, you can't just pick up one of these things and go. I mean, you can. You probably get hurt.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely it'll hurt you before you hurt someone else.
Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into this. Now, you said you did a lot of reading.
Yeah.
So when you're teaching, where do you draw inspiration from? From trying to make it accurate, make it right, or is it more creativity? Are you designing what you're doing?
Well, I designed what we call the Chaos Star. It's the symbol on my chest right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a basic pattern of those are all of our offensive
That's an
slashes.
asterisk, man.
It's like an asterisk, but it actually has one extra line. Believe it or not, it's not an asterisk. It's called there's actually a couple more details that go into it. It's an old Viking symbol called Eskilingvar, which is known as the Helm of Awe. It's supposed to inspire fear and inspiration as protection. They would tattoo this all over the place.
Wow.
That's all of our offensive slashes. So when we go through a class at the fair, we will teach you the basics of all these slashes.
Okay.
Whether you use an axe, a spear, a knife, shield, doesn't matter. You can use all the same pattern for every weapon.
That's
After you learn that, then we will go on to what is your specific style, what kind of sword do you like, do you want to be a big heavy fighter or do you want to hang back, or there's a character in Vikings known as Floki.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone likes Floki, he's got the crying makeup and all, and he is what we call a finisher. A finisher is someone who waits behind what would be a shield wall, and they wait for one or two guys to come at them at a time. It's for the people who not necessarily aren't skilled, but are only skilled with one or two targets at once. They can't be right in the mix of it with a shield or a spear. So they hang back a little bit, and they let the big guys who want the glory to go up front.
So you're a film buff.
Yep.
And obviously you teach this stuff. Best fight, most epic, best fight scene ever.
As far as realism or in general?
In general, your favorite.
In general, my favorite?
What,
well, I'm a little biased because I like to say Rob Roy. Liam Neeson versus, I can't remember his name now. Played Archibald Cunningham, fantastic actor. Played a villain very well. But it is the closest to a real fight that I've ever seen on film. And I've been this couple of very close to real fights. Fencing tournaments, stage combat workshops, stuff like that. And I myself have been challenged quite a bit. It is so realistic the way they parry each other and dance with each other. You can see it's choreographed, but if you didn't know anything about choreography, it's absolutely real.
Wow.
And so for someone who appreciates both worlds of real action and film and production, it's one of the most fun fights to watch.
Now when you go in and you see an action movie, you see a choreographed fight scene, is it something that your instincts kind of kick in and you can see, boy, I wish they wouldn't have done that. Or
very much. It's very hard to watch movies with me.
You find that happening all the time? You're like,
well,
oh God, they shouldn't have done that. Was awful.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because I also know you see misses a lot.
I'm a soldier, so I watch military movies that way.
There you go. And you're like, wrong stripes,
What
man.
were you doing, dude? What were you thinking?
Why would you salute left?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, you're in the wrong order. Boots are tied the wrong way. Yes, it's very hard to watch a battle movie with me. My girlfriend does not like it. We were watching Troy just about 2 days ago, and I was like, why did he mess his foot up there? And that went on another 20-minute rant of why Brad Pitt is an okay fighter.
Yeah.
Fantastic fighter. I will not knock Brad Pitt's skill, because he did much of that fighting himself. That's another one. Troy is another fantastic fight between Hector and Achilles. Eric Bana versus Brad Pitt.
It was fantastic.
Amazing fight. Very dirty, very gritty, and you see near misses from both of them. You see, there's one point where a spear goes right over Brad Pitt's head, and it misses him by barely an inch.
Wow.
And it is very scary. And to know those are professional actors really hammering it out, and they were in Mexico. Very hot sun, working day in full armor.
You think you like the scene? The insurance guys were going,
crap. They're holding their own axes like...
There goes $7 million right there.
Right?
It's done.
Like, not his face. Okay.
So what's coming up next for you? You're here at the Ren Fair. This is our last weekend here, though. Where are you going next? What are you going to be doing?
We got the Central Florida Ren Fair coming up.
Awesome.
As well as we will be coming back to Melbourne to do a big 2-day workshop. A lot of people have been saying, do you guys do this locally? And we're like, no, we don't. We had so much interest and so much feedback, especially from you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That we had a bunch of people say, are you coming back? So we said, all right, we're going to come back in a month. We'll do a 2-day, 4-hour day workshop. We'll come in through and
Wow.
we'll teach you everything from basics to advanced stuff. So dual
That
wielding
is
axes.
amazing.
We might even do
Where
some
do
spear
you
work.
work out of normally? Where do you?
Oh,
where do you
Orlando.
base?
The Altamont area.
Okay, fantastic.
I was born and raised in Sanford, right down the road from Orlando. So I grew up with Disney, sadly. Not a lot of
There's
action
nothing
at Disney.
sad about that. That's how we all go to college. If it
true.
wasn't for the mouse, we'd all be uneducated.
Yeah, it's very true.
Because, you know, bright futures, baby.
Hey, there you go. I know bright futures.
So, yeah, guys, out of Orlando, Florida, check out Ian White, Weapons Master. We're going to throw your links down below so people can find you online.
I appreciate it.
That's
Absolutely.
right. All of you creative people out there, you're thinking about a fight scene, thinking about doing something on stage, get professional help. No, not that professional.
I was going to say,
Get
not
this
that
profession-
kind.
Not that
If you
kind.
need that, that's your thing. But
That's your thing, but call Ian and he'll help you make sure that after the therapist is done with you, you can kick the hell out of something.
not the therapist.
Not the therapist. don't ever draw a sword on the therapist. They get nervous and twitchy.
As you would.
Guys, check out Ian's social media feeds. Check out all the work that he does. Go on over, check out Casa Kamosha, see what Shalane is doing. She shows off her lessons with you all the time.
Oh, quite a bit.
online.
She
It's
really loves
fantastic.
sharing us. And we love sharing her stuff and yours as well. so.
Thank you very much. We got to wrap it up. She's being really rude with that card. So we're going to say thank you to our partners and our friends at Something Unique Magazine, Space Coast Comics, Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with Yvonne Mason, Heather Reed at Asylum Convention Entertainment Services, our great friends here at the Brevard Renaissance Fair, and over at Krypton Radio. I'm GW Pomichter. We've been hanging with Ian White, Weapons Master at Warrior Armaments LLC. Remember, everybody, please subscribe. Please. See, he got an axe. Subscribe.
You better.
Yeah. Log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next.